Hi, I'm Joe Shakur. I'm a game designer at Sucker Punch Productions. I guess with inFamous 2, one of the core messages that we want to get out there is that clearly inFamous 2 is a big upgrade from inFamous 1, and it really has to be. And one of the reasons why it has to be is because the beast is coming. There's this huge enemy that we talked about a lot in inFamous 1, and you actually end up getting your butt kicked in inFamous 2. And so what ends up having to happen is that you have to get more powered up. And so with you getting more powered up, you don't start over from scratch. We don't have another origin story all over again. You actually have to become more powerful than you were before. And so because of that, it lets you kind of jump into the game with more powers, with cool stuff that you had from before, or a lot of the powers that you had from before. But from there, we get to let you amp up from there. And so this actually manifests itself in kind of subtler ways where we give you more variations on the powers that you have. So from there, you're not so much asking yourself, okay, should I throw a grenade or should I fire a bolt off? You're asking, which grenade should I throw and which bolt should I use? So that's one of my favorite ways that manifests itself. And you get these new powers through blast cores. But in addition to that, we have these ionic powers. And these are these big, huge, amped up versions of the powers where it clears that entire city block of enemies, takes down all these destructible environments. It's really cool stuff. And one of the reasons why you need it, of course, the beast is coming, so you need to amp yourself up. But in addition to that, you actually have a lot of big enemies there too. And so some of the big enemies that you saw today, that we're showing off today, were the ice enemies with the kind of huge ice chunks that they threw, the ice force that they'll create. But in addition to that, we also have the behemoth, which is just absolutely enormous. And the cool thing about him is that he's not just fighting you in this tiny little arena that we create. He's in the world. He's running around in there. He's knocking down verandas just like you. And so I think one of the coolest parts about that is there's just a sense of overall escalation. And there has to be, because you gotta be prepared for the beast. So I think overall, to me, that's what inFamous 2 is all about. Preparing for this enemy that you could not fight and kill before, and now it's really, really up to you. Ken, I don't know if you got something else?
Yeah, for me, it's about 5 seconds. That's what inFamous 2 is about. It's that sense of power. You're a superhero. So in 5 seconds, you can look down the street, shoot that thug with a bolt, climb up a building real quick. As you're climbing up, you see another thug. Boom, grenade that guy on the street. Now you're up at the ledge. You fly over the ledge of the building, fireboard dash 3 more militia off the building. See somebody mugging down there, do a meteor drop, destroy everything on the street, save the day. All in 5 seconds.
Yeah, and I think my favorite part about that is you get to control what those 5 seconds are, right? And so if you decide, Firebird Dash is not the way that I want to have to deal with this, decide that the grenade's not the way that I want to handle this, you say, well, what if I throw a grenade that instead freezes the enemies, I pick up the enemies, throw them across the way, which knocks down a veranda and kills out all the people underneath it. And so I think really that freedom aspect is I keep on harking on it, but it's actually my favorite thing to do where I have literally been playing this game for 2 years, almost, at least 40 hours a week, and yet I still have fun doing that over and over again. So I really hope people really explore that variant system. So I take your Firebird Dash, and I raise it up an ante, and I say, let's try the Ice Launch, the Kinetic Pulse, with a little bit of veranda destruction sprinkled in.
Yeah.
If you will.
That's fine. My boy is all about powers, and I'm all about sensing it.
Awesome. Now, just give us a quick rundown, if you want. What is okay? The Beast is coming, yes. But apart from that, the main storyline to inFamous 2 is the Beast, yes. But can you give us a bit more of a rundown for for people that don't know too much about inFamous or inFamous 2, as well?
Yeah, it's I guess the thing that I would concentrate on if you haven't played inFamous 1 is that it was really about Cole, this everyday guy. He's just a bike messenger. He was just delivering this one package, and he gets basically thrust into this situation where he didn't ask for this package. There was no kind of vote there where he's like, I want to be the guy that gets superpowers, right? He got thrust into the situation. He got these powers. And the reason why he got these powers was that he needs to get stronger over and over and over again. And one of the reasons why he needed to get stronger was to fight the beast. And so really, it's hard for me to get away from the beast because the beast is so important to the storyline. But I think over time, when inFamous 2, one of the other themes that we really strike on is that how much of his choices matter. I think Ken stated it once really, really well, where Stan Lee said it best, with great power comes great responsibility. And I don't think through Infamous 1, Cole fully grasp as much as he will in Infamous 2 what that really means. When you have the power to completely wipe out an entire army, basically do whatever you want with these incredible powers that you have, all your choices matter, both action and inaction. I think that's one of the big themes that we harp on Infamous 2. But beyond that, I really don't want to give anything away, because then if I see this video and I was a gamer, I'd be really disappointed.
Exactly. Fair enough. Okay.
Not too many spoilers.
Fair enough. Okay. Now, what? It's a single player. It's a single player game. Okay. And I know that you guys mentioned something about the UGC. Mm-hmm. Did you want to give us a rundown? Let everybody know what that means and what that what it is in the game when people get in.
Yeah. UGC stands for user generated content, and it's kind of the name is the definition there.
Correct.
Where literally a lot of the players create some of the cool content that you see in the game. And the way that we manifest it is in missions. So we worked really hard to make as cool missions as possible, but then what we did is turn the script around and said, hey, you guys create the missions now. And so it's really up to the players, and if you want, these tools are available for you to make them available all throughout the world. And what we do is say, we look at the ones that are available, and if you want to play them all, you can play them all, but we also cherry pick the ones that we think are particularly good. We just insert them into the storyline. They're very distinct. If you don't want to play them, you don't have to play them. They're big green icons.
Okay.
But for the ones that we think are really, really cool, it's literally something that was created by a player just like you.
Okay.
And so you could create those missions too.
Yeah, I think the big message there speaks to replayability.
Okay.
I mean, Infamous 1, you very much played. If you played through once, and a lot of people chose to play through twice just to get the good, evil version.
The achievements, the trophies,
right,
platinum trophies.
You need to get those trophies. You want to get that platinum. You got to go both ways, right?
Yeah.
Collect all the collectibles and everything else. In Infamous 2, there's more of that. But Joe talked a lot about making the choices matter. Choices matter because 20 to 25% of the content gets locked out depending on your choices, right? That's not we're not trying to say that as a punishment to the players. That's just for the reward for players who want to play it again and go the other route. They get some fresh new content. But what UGC really adds to the value is that it really does become unlimitless. There's so many green story mission points that you can get into. Fill them however you want. In fact, if you don't like UGC, you can get rid of them totally, right?
Okay. That was a question I was going to say. If you don't want
the filtering system, you can get rid of UGC altogether. Right. Now, when you first buy the game and load it up, it will be preloaded with the, I think, top 10 missions that Sucker Punch inside will choose from missions that were created over our beta period.
Okay.
But after that, it's up to you what you want to filter. We have many templates. We have, if you want to do search and destroy, if you want to do by people who make things, whatever you want to choose, you can choose it.
All right.
That way it'll populate your mission. You'll see them in the green.
That's okay. Question with those missions is, can you turn them? Are they pretty much, what type of missions are they? Search and destroy. You mentioned one. What are the other ones?
Well, we have probably, I don't know,
just like
a dozen
top
different
five
types. I mean, what search and destroy, assassin, block and protect, obstacle courses, ring racing. There's just tons
can you
of
make
those
it?
templates.
A lot of people might like RPGs. Can you make it into a kind of an RPG sort of a thing where you got to save someone, or?
I'm not going to sit here and say the tools are robust that you can create. It's not a world builder. It's
all right.
very much a mission creator.
Okay, cool. You're going to clear that up. Yeah,
so
exactly.
Let's make sure we're clear on that. Another thing I want to make clear on is that we love Little Big Plan and Modnation Racers, but there's no but there. Their games are UGC centric. Ours is not. It's very much a feature, right? Single player experience first and foremost. Please play our UGC because you know what? You get more Infamous for as long as you want.
You can play for as long as you like.
As far as the missions being created, we're even to this day we get stunned. I mean, I've seen a Space Invaders clone. I've seen Angry Bird. They call it Angry Cole. So people see these things and Frogger. I mean, here you go across the swamps. They're creating Frogger. And I'm just like, wow, this is really good stuff.
Awesome.
So nothing to do with superheroes, just fun, good
fun
gameplay.
stuff. Awesome. Now, talking about missions, you're the mission man.
Yeah.
All right. Now, are you allowed to say how many missions there are that Sucker Punch have made?
I'm sure I'm allowed to. I'm sure I have no idea what it is.
36.
Is it 30? I think
Nate said 36 in a previous
I am positive it's more than 36.
Well, it's 36 story. See, that's the beauty of our game. Open world game. There's story missions, there's systemic missions, and there's the UGC missions.
Yes.
So when
So
you
just
ask
say
how long
Sucker
our game
Punch
is,
missions, yeah.
If a rabbit player that just didn't want to do anything else other than the story missions.
Oh, sorry, but if 36 is the right number, where I actually think of the number is bigger than that.
Yeah.
Those are just the mainline
Main
missions.
story.
missions,
Yes,
not
correct.
Side
Yeah.
missions, side missions.
Side
There's a
missions,
bundle
yeah,
over
exactly.
100,
How many could there be? How many are there?
There's probably around 100 side missions again this
Okay.
time around, right? 36 story missions, and then you get your UGC missions,
All
10 right off the bat.
Yep.
If you want, you
So
can filter as many.
close to about 150-ish.
Missions is it depends on how you want to define our game.
Yeah, true.
Like I said, as I was beginning to say, if you're a rabbit type player and you don't care about UGC missions, you don't care about the side missions, the systemic missions, beating down the guy with the blast shard, or all the music performers on the corner and stuff like that. Maybe 12, 13 hours storyline only.
Okay, that's a good question too. So
Let's
basically we're looking.
Let's put it this way. I'll answer this
fast,
question
yeah.
by the first person to platinum our first game.
Yeah.
30 hours.
Okay. All right. So if you run through this one here, in Infamous 2, if you smash through it, about 12 hours roughly.
Yeah,
it's still
I
good.
hate saying 12 because we haven't finished the game, so we really don't know.
Okay.
How many? But let's put it this way: it's as large, if not bigger, than Infamous 1.
Awesome. Okay. That's good. Good to hear because everyone loved number 1, so
I think
they want more.
Let's just say with UGC, you're again, it's limitless, right?
Exactly.
So you can get as many missions as you want to flood into your game world.
Awesome.
I know. I'm still playing. I've played all the missions way too many times, but I'm still playing UGC missions.
Now, just quickly, if you want, there's two characters that help the main character in this. Yes. Give us a quick rundown of this one. Of who they are.
The two characters are Quo and Nyx, and Quo is a ice-powered superhero, and she helps you out. She's kind of the representative of order, and she will suggest things that are kind of more direct, more kind of the superhero bent. And I think Nyx is kind of the opposite that we have. She represents chaos. She has more of the napalm powers, and she has the kind of the oil-based powers that she has. And so they're both really cool, because I think one of my favorite things about them is that you get to fight alongside them, and they really complement your powers. And so they're really powerful in their own right, but it's really when the two of you guys play together that they both really shine. And I think anecdotally my favorite thing is when you encounter the same battle with them and then without them, you really start to understand how much value
how important they are.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you play with them at the same time, both of them at the same time, or do you take one with you and take, for example, Nyx and Cole, or do you take them together, or how does it work exactly?
You generally interact with one at a time.
One at a time. Okay, so missions can go one at a time with one person, and But
there are certain missions where both of them are in play.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So you can have all three of the guys in one hit. Go crazy.
That's right.
Okay. Cool. All right. Beautiful. All right. So I think final thoughts on the game. Pretty much is coming out on June.
Early June.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Thanks very much. All right. Master Rabbit signing out from CapsuleComputers.com. Thanks very much for your time, guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Cool. Thank you. Bye.